Not the BarSupials.
Okay, BarSupials. I just hit record, by the way, but I can edit anything easy out the beginning.
Cool.
BarSupials, yeah. No the.
No the.
It's that's the classic rock and roll in me or something. The Beatles, the Clash, the this, the that.
I do that a lot with song titles and like just to it's just something I don't know, when you drop the out of things sometimes, just to use the language in a different fashion. Still, yeah, rather than call it the BarSupials, it's just BarSupials. That's it.
Good.
And okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so wait, hold on. Are we starting the show?
It's recording.
Okay, we're starting the show. So what should we have, like some kind of greeting for people?
I've been thinking about that, and by the way, I think whatever, or yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I was thinking maybe every time each one of us has to come with a freestyle with the word marsupial, which would be half impossible.
I thought about that too, and I said, nah, it's not gonna happen.
Did you try rhyming things with marsupial, and that's why you said no? Because I tried to.
Not going on. Like, it's not going on. I said, nah, no. Some people have that kind of, not that they don't have that kind of creativity, just some people have it on like a different kind of level, man. Like, even when you look at somebody like Lush One, look at the way he does all his intros different every single time. It's because he has a certain level of creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because he's like a good announcer. He's a real MC. Like, he's an MC, right? That's why he can host and do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll leave that for those guys, right? Leave that to the specialists. But yeah, BarSupials, what, episode 2? That's going on.
Yeah, that's what we're in.
So what's going on here? We're gonna try to do some. Well, you take the lead here. What's going on?
Okay. Well, today or this weekend was a big weekend for battle rap events. Smack URL held a major event on Saturday, and today, Sunday, King of the Dot held also a major event with a title shot and another battle with $50,000 on the line. And so I missed the URL battles yesterday, but I imagine you caught at least some of them. And I caught most of the KOTD battles today. And so I thought we could go through some of that and then, yeah, just get into it.
Great.
I don't know if you want to start with what you saw at URL yesterday.
Yeah, we'll do the recaps, right? So basically, so before we get into these recaps here, let's just talk a little bit about what we're doing here, right?
Sure.
So what are we doing? Basically, we're not just going to take live events and recap those. We'll try to do I want to try to do like classic battles, right? Recap them and score them and those kind of things, right? But I want to do these battles and not have anything debatable about them. I want to be definite about who won and who lost, and it's not to necessarily to pick on any certain battle rappers, even though we might have people that we don't necessarily agree with, or even some of the bloggers out there too, right? So basically, we're just two battle rap fans that love bars and love battle rap, and we're gonna recap them, man. That's what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
So is that pretty good?
That sounds good to me. I think there's a lot to learn from battle rap. And if you're an artist or a musician, poet, anything related to words or language, yeah, I think there's a lot we can get into within talking about those things too. But
Yeah, makes sense.
And I wanted to highlight something you said last time too, which was important, that people know is we know when we're criticizing artists that they're playing at a very high level game.
Yeah,
But and you did that really good last week. Explained that, the
these guys,
intention behind it.
they're in the NBA, right? So you can criticize them, but you're not on the court. So you can say they're not good, but I mean, can you get on the court and play with any one of these? Can you play with DeRozan? I don't know. Maybe some of you can. I don't know, but a lot of you can't. So we're giving them the utmost respect all the time. So shout out to the battle rappers. Shout out to all these guys that we cover. Shout out to all the bloggers out there. Um,
The,
okay,
the
uh,
companies.
the companies, right? So the leagues, right? Um, One other thing I want to touch on. Let's just before we get into these recaps and stuff like that. I want to touch on our logo, the BarSupial logo, and why we're going with the thylacine, right? We're going with the Tasmanian Tiger as the logo with a mic in front of it. So, for those who don't know, the animal, the thylacine, is an extinct animal from the land of Tasmania. It's called, well, they call it the Tasmanian tiger. It's a marsupial, and it's got stripes on its back. It's not really a tiger. It's closer related to, they might say, a cat or a dog. They say, but I think it's actually closer related to a canine. But marsupials are different species all by themselves. But because it is extinct and it has bars on its back, I thought it might be a cool
Image.
yeah, and you know, people don't talk about the thylacine is extinct, right? And that's not a topic of conversation. So I figure these are the kind of things that we could touch on, right? We could talk about the things that people miss and those kind of things. So there it is. That's the logo, right? So don't ask what the hell that means. Marsupial. It's a marsupial. And it's called the thylacine. It's called the Tasmanian tiger, right? All right, that's
Yep.
what that was. That's what that was.
I was pretty happy with it when I saw it. I think it took you 8 seconds to whip up a pretty good logo.
It just works, I think, actually. I think it just works. So that's what we're running with for now. If anybody has any suggestions, please let us know, and we can see what we can do about that.
Yeah. Send your artwork along.
But I like what we got, though. I definitely like what we got. Okay, so what do you say, man?
So, well, unless there's any other introductory things you want to...
Want to get into it, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I want to know how Smack went yesterday.
Okay, so basically yesterday, Smack and the URL staff had an event called a Super Fight. It's called Super Fight. And the headline was Geechee Gotti versus DNA. And this is a battle from the precursor battle, which took place on BET, which I believe there was a prize for it too. I believe it was maybe $25,000 for that prize. And DNA won that. So it was only, I think it was a one rounder. I'm not too sure if there was a prize for that. You're gonna have to, anybody could check me on that and let me know. But that battle either was a one rounder or it wasn't very long. The rounds were very short. So they decided to do 3 rounds on the URL, and they made a card around it, which was pretty good. Most of the card was stacked with
I didn't know they had battled before.
Yeah, they battled on on BT, the BT Awards. I think it was either last year or the year before, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was good to, and they weren't the only ones to battle on that BT stage. I think Shotgun Suge was up there too. I'm not too sure who he was against, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was good to see battle rap on that format, which is BT. But we all know BT is corrupt, but we won't get into that. That's for another day. So yeah, that's another day. So they had other battles, and the other battles on the card besides DNA and Geechee Gotti were Danny Myers versus Drugs. There was Don Marino versus Rum Nitty. And then there was the other anticipated match besides the main event was Easy the Block Captain versus T-Top, which was rescheduled from another card. And then there was the main battle. So we'll just start from the top. First battle was Danny Myers versus Drugs. And okay, so I'd say Danny Myers. I really like Danny Myers' style. I think he's a really good MC, a consistent MC, and I think when he's not battle rapping, and after a while, people are gonna miss his style because
3 good rounds every fucking time.
He was really good yesterday, man. He was really good. The performance that he had against Ill Will wasn't as good as this one to me. And I'm not taking anything away from Jugs. I think that Jugs had some pretty good material, but you can see the difference between somebody who's been doing it a long time versus somebody who's been doing it for a while. And Danny Myers, man, like he was just like that. I'll say this: yesterday he put on like a classic Danny Myers performance, man, to me. To me, in my eyes, it was a classic Danny Myers. I have him with a 30, to be quite honest with you. I'm not gonna get into too much of the bar this because we're trying to get to the tournament. I know that's what you want to get to.
That's just what I know. That's what.
It was good. It was. I definitely would give Danny the 30. He did some stuff in the third round, which definitely sealed the deal. I think Drugs was. I don't want to say he was slipping up. He might have been slipping up a bit in the first and the second, but it really didn't matter because Danny was clean the whole time, and his energy. And the funny thing about it, he toned it down yesterday. He toned it down. Like he wasn't like spazzing like he usually does.
You think it was because of the crowd or lack of crowd?
I watched the interview with him, and he was like, he said that's kind of what he wanted to do. He said he wanted to just kind of like talk to and just take his stuff to another level. But at the same time, his energy was still like crazy. So it just shows how polished that guy is and how he can be when he wants to be. So like I said, people could debate 2-1, they can give Jugs a round. I'm not giving no rounds. That was 30 for Danny. The next one was Don Marino versus Rum Nitty. So Jugs and Don Marino are both on NWX. So they're all both on the same team. Everybody on the card, opposition is basically on the same team. So Rum versus Don Marino. Don Marino went first, and the stream cut. So he was starting off pretty good to me, but I didn't get to see too much of what was going on until it cut back in. And then I seen Rum's first. Rum Nitty was spazzing yesterday. He was spazzing. And then in the second, Don Marino had choked. So to me, it's a dub from there. Rum let him go on. He let him go on a little bit and finish his round. But still, Rum Nitty had better material to me. And it was already two zip. So third round comes around. I think Don might have slipped up a little bit too, but he still had pretty good material. But Rum Nitty, I'm giving Rum the 30. I'm giving Rum the 30. I'm not like always impressed by the gun bar thing. And but Rum is special. And then again, between Rum and Don Marino, you can see the difference between who's more polished and who's been in more fights compared to you could just see the difference. And even the fact that Don Marino, he had called out Rum Nitty, but he still choked. So it shows the difference. And like I said, but to me, Rum should beat somebody like Don Marino, you know? So to me, it was a 30. You know, they give Rum Nitty a hard time about why he battles so much. So there's this mentality of people who battle all the time. Okay, so they're battling because they need money to battle. So like, okay, you ain't got nothing else going on, kind of thing. This is that stigma. You should be doing other things, kind of thing. In that battle, Rum Nitty addressed it. So I'm not gonna get too much into it. He definitely addressed it, and Don Marino tried to call him out on it because he went first, but it's like he already had that prepared. Rum Nitty already had the rebuttal prepared because it wasn't like a real rebuttal kind of thing, but Rum just happened to be talking about that kind of shit. Like he was saying to him, like, why don't you tell me you're a single father kind of stuff, you know? Why are you trying to be this rapper? Why are you trying to tell me you're a single father? Tell me, he's like trying to hammer that point home. Like he had that angle, but Rum kind of shut it down. And like I said, I'm giving that kid a 30. That was pretty easy too. That was a 30 for Rum Nitty. So the next battle was the next anticipated battle was Easy the block captain versus T-Top. So I will say this. I just got hip to Easy the block captain a couple months ago when he beat Cortez. And he definitely was not supposed to beat Cortez, but he 30'd Cortez. So I was impressed. And I said, okay, it's one of those things where, okay, I got to see more kind of thing, right? So sorry. He's going up against T-Top, and T-Top is a killer. T-Top is a killer. He's not a joke. He's killed people. He's 30'd a lot of people, and he's killed people. He's won a lot of matches. Going into it, I didn't know what to expect. It's one of those ones where I liked it because I didn't know what to expect. And the last thing I got written here is, did he 30 Top? Like I think you can give Top a round. I think Top had a slight stumble in the beginning when he first started. Because sometimes, you know, I guess when you step on stage and you're getting ready to do your stuff, I've seen it a million times, you kind of got to shake the cobwebs off, you know what I mean? And I think it's just a slight stumble. It wasn't too bad. And his material was good, but I just liked Easy's stuff better, man. Like he just had this talk. He just had like some serious talk for a T-Top. And it's not to say that T-Top stuff wasn't good, because it was good and he had full rounds. I don't think he had any mistakes or anything like that except for the first. But he was pretty clean. But he didn't really have anything for Easy. I think Easy just had more to prove. So I think we're gonna have to. What the question is? What are we doing with Easy, the block captain now? What are we doing with this kid now? Because he's
who is he?
You know, anybody who watches this that knows about Easy, write something in the comments, and then we could bring this kid's his bio to life. I've definitely seen him battle before, but I think now that we're in an era where you're getting to see the battles the way that they are, there's not huge crowds that are, you know, fucking battle stuff. But I think he did a bunch of PGs before too, like a bunch of PG battles. But now we're starting to like see people like display the lyrics and stuff like that, which is good. So like he did Cortez pretty dirty, but I think Cortez wasn't like, he could have beat Easy, but his material wasn't that good. Mm-hmm. And again, I think it's kind of the same thing too. And I don't want to take anything away from Easy, man, because Easy's like, he's nasty. But T-Top, the stuff that he brought for him wasn't, I don't think he took him as serious as he should have. Because Easy walked out of there with his head, and he could say that he beat him 3-0. But I think he beat him 3-0. Mm-hmm. That's my personal decision. So that's three 30s on one card. Dan Myers caught a 30. Rum Nitty caught a 30 to me. And you can give whoever you want a round. I still say those people won, but I say the 30s to me when I look at the whole battle. And then Easy caught a 30. So we're going to Geechee Gotti, and
yeah, this one excites me.
The main one. So, okay, so DNA to me, his style is I'll say I like Geechee's style better. For me, I like Geechee Gotti's style better. Not necessarily his content or anything like that. It's just his style of rapping. I like it better, and I like DNA's style. I think DNA is really underrated and shit like that. And I think to be honest, it's kind of fucked up that this is the first card that he's headlined, man. To me, on URL, considering the pain this guy's put in.
Yeah.
But whatever, however, whenever it comes, you guys take it for what it is. And DNA, I'll say, is one of my favorite battle rappers, because he's just a fucking battle rapper, man. He knows how to fucking battle. He knows how to win shit too. Like, he knows how to win.
And he's one of the best freestylers still in battle rap.
I think so, right? And okay, so why does my note here say, did DNA get 30'd?
I've seen, well, we've seen him get 3-0'd a few times.
I've seen him too, but I personally do not think that he should get, not that he shouldn't lose to Geechee. I don't think that he should get 30 to Geechee. So anyways, with that said, the first round, quickly, right? We'll do quickly. The first round, to me, I got it split. I didn't think anyone was that exceptional. It was the second round where the shit kicked off, because DNA went first in the first round. And then in the second round, he starts off, he didn't rebuttal Geechee. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on here? Like you said, he's one of the best freestylers. So why wouldn't you know what I mean? And it's like, to me, it's like rebuttal season too. People are rebuttaling like crazy, like you seen tonight, right? People are rebuttaling like crazy, and you being a master of that shit, why the hell would you do? He didn't. Mm-hmm. He didn't. So he has some good lines in there. He had some good lines in there. I won't get into those. Geechee's second though, to me, is where he started kicking up. I don't know what's going on with DNA, man, but to me, Geechee has more of the science down. Or at least for this battle, he showed more of the science of what it means to battle. Like, okay, you're gonna come in the first round, you know, it's like a fight almost. You're gonna see what that motherfucker's got. Maybe try to hit him hard a couple times, see what the fuck he's dealing with. But you know it's a fight. You know it's like 5 rounds and shit like that. So he came in the second round. He was like, okay. DNA to me in the like I said, he didn't even rebuttal. He has some good angles or whatever, but Geechee came in with some different shit, man. Like he stepped it up. So I give Geechee the second, or you could say it's a split. Third round now, again, I'm like, where's DNA's rebuttal? No rebuttal from this guy. He's one of the best freestyle. Why wouldn't you utilize that? I have no idea, and it kind of, I decided not to take it personal, let it slide. Geechee Gotti came in, and this dude, he was going in on, he was definitely going in on DNA. So the one thing I want to say about this battle too is these guys were really professional. They were really professional. I like how they didn't talk for each other's rounds. They stood in one place. So the shots on this battle, it'll look really good. Like when they start piecing off the bars, it's gonna look really good because these guys were professionals. They weren't like making crazy faces when the other person was talking. They weren't like, oh, like talk. You know what I mean? They were just standing there. Just even if they were looking away, there might have been an eye roll at the most, but they were really professional. With that said, I gave it to Geechee. Especially with that third round. I actually had it split in the first and the second between them both, and it really came down to the third. And DNA didn't do enough for me to beat Geechee Gotti. So I'm giving it to Geechee. Like I said, on my notes here, it says, did Geechee just 30 DNA? So I'm not going to go against that. I'm going to say that it was a 30. So, and I don't think that it was necessarily that great of a card. There was only 4 battles on there, you know, compared to tonight. Like you see what happened tonight. Did you watch all of it?
I watched from RX and RX on. Yeah.
It was a crazy night, man. There wasn't too many stumbles yesterday. These guys really came with it. Danny really came with a really good performance. Rum really came with a really good performance. Geechee was really, really good. He's gonna be like dangerous too. So before we get into the next business, I want to say Geechee, Rum Nitty, T-Top, and T-Top. And even, okay, so I'm going to put Easy the Block Captain now in that category. When I first heard Top, right away, I knew this guy was a superstar. Right away. That I was like, did I just hit? Okay, I got to go see another battle. Because when you got it, you just kind of got it. You know what I'm saying? When you have it, you just kind of have it. Top gave me that feel right away. Geechee was the latest one. That was just like, when I heard this motherfucker spit, I was like, okay, definitely. There's just shit that he's got to work on, that he's kind of worked on, but he definitely has it. So Easy is kind of the next one, I think, man. He's kind of the next one. Yeah, I think he's kind of the next one because
he's already got some pretty big names.
Well, yeah, you're right. He does have big names. I'd like to see him actually versus some bigger names.
So, but how? So, is he coming from battle rap or from rap music? Is he making music and then like how did?
I think these guys. I think a lot of these guys make music too, right? And at the same time, I think so make music. Do you make good music or bad music? I think a lot of these guys make good music. I think a lot of people just make music, and you can just tell the people who just kind of make music between the people who make good music. And to me, we're gonna get into that with Real Deal and Sharon. All right. All right, so I'd say that was a good card, man. I'd give it probably 6.5 to 7 out of 10. That's just because I'm a tough motherfucker. And shout out to you all, man. Shout out to everybody that battled yesterday, man. That was pretty dope. It's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. I give it up to you guys too. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, putting out content now is people who are keeping entertainment going are especially quality stuff are important folks these days.
Yeah, content is pretty important, man. And then as you can see, even with today, the culture is expanding, which is it's excellent. It's excellent, right? It's excellent. We have to preserve it and try as much as we can to see these kind of things happen, man. Like, cause it's like it's one of those things that you just gotta love it. I guess you know what I mean. It's one of those things that some people are like Maple Leafs fans, man. Like they're not gonna miss hockey. Some people who just love battle rap. It's like it's a slim margin of people, but they're out there. So it's good that people can be entertained, and you'd be surprised at the amount of people that actually watch battle rap, right? And the types of people that watch battle rap. So yeah, it's definitely good, man. I'm very happy that these guys have a platform to do stuff and that they're still putting out good stuff like that, man. Like I said, shout out to the URL staff and like everybody who's involved with all the battle rappers who put the time in to entertain us. You know what I'm saying? It's a good look.
You
Shout
know,
out,
3 rounds of at least a minute and a half content that you have to be you can't have filler, like it all that's a hard job. These are the hardest working artists around, I imagine.
You think so?
The stress of their performance against sitting behind in a recording booth, and that yeah, you put a lot on the line.
Do you think the crowd makes a difference?
I think it completely depends.
Bars, now, before we get to these bars, the crowd make a difference or no?
It's hard to say. I've seen classic battles that may have been classic because of the crowd, and I've seen classic battles with no crowd. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Good answer, man. If you ask somebody like me, I'd be like, yo, I fucking hate crowds, man.
I want to say a little story, a anecdote that you told me one day, because Juice and I met from organizing activist events and social justice events, and
I love that kind of stuff, man. They won't believe me. Don't let them know those kind of things, bro. Don't tell them those kind of things, man.
you got it, because this one was a good one, because all of our group, when Juice or any of the artists were performing, we'd like almost force people to get up and dance for the artist and be like, no, show the artist respect, like get up and dance. And one day Juice came up to me and he said, don't do that. Don't do that.
Do that. Ever, dog. Like I can do that.
I remember. Crazy. It clicked so hard in my head that
I remember that shit. That's crazy. Yep. It's a philosophy, right? So that's kind of the stuff you're gonna get from me too, right? There's obviously a reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, and I'm not even like saying that I'm right. And that's the good thing about the battle rap thing, is that you can have your opinion. And the other good thing I was gonna say is that I love how they're judging these battles too. I love how they start to judge these battles. They're giving the fan votes, and then they have the judges in-house, even though these judges, they're
All right, hitting record. So we just had a bit of a technical difficulty. Here we are again.
Number 2, or we continue?
Sure. So, well, we finished. Oh, Well, I think we better conclude that we just talked about the URLs Saturday.
We did, man. That was pretty good. I think they were. We shouted them out, man. Like that's. I mean, thank you. That's great. We love them on caffeine. Shout it out.
Very good.
Okay. That was good. Good event. Good event. All right.
So let's get into this KOTD Sunday world title match, $50,000 match.
And up in this motherfucker, 50 grand up in this bitch, man. 50 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
50 grand's in good hands as far as I can tell.
So just think, man. It was a tournament for 4 months. How many battle rappers are there? 32 battle rappers?
I have
quite
no
a
idea.
bit.
Lots, yeah.
Battle rappers, man. It was crazy. I think that a lot of I watched a lot of the tournament, and a lot of it I didn't watch. I feel like a lot of the decisions got called kind of crazy, so it kind of turned me off from what was happening in the battle. It just made me just want to just watch the Super Bowl kind of thing. I want to just see the end. So we're here now, man. It was today, and 50 grand was on the line, man. It was Marv 1 versus Saint, and we're gonna get into that.
Should we just start there and get into that business, or you want to go through it?
Let's go through the card.
Okay. Did you watch Mack Myron and Clone?
Yeah, I watched it. So the first battle was actually A Ward versus Nestle. And first of all, the card was stacked, man. Shout out to KOTD, man. Shout out to KOTD. The way that this card was looking, to me, it was looking like a regular big stage card. It was looking like a big stage card to me. Like it was there were big names on there. It was a $50,000 grand prize, so it's gonna be a good battle on there. So shout out to them. So all right, so let's start with the first one. So A Ward versus Nestle. So what do you think about these two guys? What do you know about A Ward?
What do I know about A Ward? Not like, yes, within the realm of battle rap, not in my kind of radar really. But I mean, like for me, it's just like kind of a real deal light. But Nestle, on the other hand, I've been a fan of for years.
What do you mean? What do you mean real deal light? Like he's not quite real?
He's just not bringing anything interesting or new to the table. Like I can watch Ilmac or Real Deal do it much better.
What do you mean real deal light? You talking about a lighter version of Real Deal?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to be clear on
that. Yeah.
I never thought about that.
He's just kind of like another standard, like just another factory job, like I don't find him that interesting. And I didn't see this battle. Unfortunately, I missed the beginning, and I thought that would have been later on, because I am a Nestle fan.
Yeah, I really didn't want to miss Nestle, because Nestle is jokes to me, man. Nestle is jokes, and I like how they were they were talking about him up until today too. I feel like he's really one of those guys who's kind of underappreciated too in the culture, because he doesn't necessarily fit the stereotype of what you would want a quote unquote black rapper to be. Like, he's not coming at you with gun bars all the time. He's coming at you and he's rapping.
You know how I see him is like a guy like 50 Cent standing in front of you and just making fucking fun of you, like in that kind of style, like just laughing at you.
He was really it's funny how he was dealing with A Ward, man. Like, he was pushing this motherfucker around all 3 rounds, bumping into him, doing all kinds of like it was pretty funny to watch, man. But he also has some bars too, man. So I will say that they had award winning. I actually had Nestle winning.
Mm.
To be honest with you, I gave him the first and the third. I gave A Ward the second just to give A Ward the second. To be kind of honest with you, man, I don't want to be like I don't want to sound like a hater.
No.
But you know, it is what it is. And I know these guys they take stuff personally, but man, listen, it's just you put your stuff out there, so you know what I mean. You gotta kind of take what comes with it. So I personally I gave Nestle the battle 2-1, and I know,
I'm glad to hear that.
no, but
I
that's
can't,
me. Oh no, that's me though. The judges gave it to A Ward though.
mm-hmm.
So you know, the judges, man. I don't know what to say about the judges, man. I really don't know what to say about the judges, man.
Yeah. I don't get why the crowd gets to vote and then it doesn't matter in the end. That's what I don't get. But
No, sometimes it does, because it did matter in one battle today, right?
mm-hmm.
It mattered in one battle today. So I just liked to me. Okay, so to me it was it's A Ward style to me. It's A Ward style to me. To me, you could almost put a few people's face on A Ward when he's spitting, and you could see them doing the exact same thing. And it's a problem for me. And I don't want to take anything away from these guys who are creating stuff, because I know it's not easy to come up with this shit, man. So I don't want to take anything away from the artists. But to me, creativity and originality, it speaks volumes. And like, even to me, like Nestle kind of wasn't even on his like total A game today, but he just kind of did better things to me. You know, he just the things that he was doing was better in terms of um, his style. Awa was punching more, but to me, just because you're punching more, that really doesn't mean too much. So I'll give it my personal opinion. I had Nestle winning, so and it was a 2-1.
What was the crowd vote like on that one?
I think the crowd gave it to A Ward also, to be honest with you, and that's where I started to look at things like, hey, times are changing. You know what I mean?
He's also A Ward's a KOTD brand name, whereas Nestle pops in every couple of years, kind of thing.
You know, I think now people are getting used to the punching back to back, back to back to back to back, like this style, this new style, punching back to back to back. But to me, it really doesn't matter if you're punching back to back. You actually have to be saying something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he was saying some stuff in there, but it's that style that's like been used before. So I'm just like, I'm not totally impressed by it. He was saying good stuff, but I kind of just like the stuff that Nestle was saying. If anything, I would say that Nestle's pacing was just a little slow. So, and then again, that's something you could look at and just work on. Mm-hmm. I give it 2-1 to Nestle Crunch, big dog. Shout out to Nestle Crunch coming back after a while. Nestle Crunch.
I like him a lot. I like from the first time I saw him. I think it was him and Ilmac was the first time I saw him battle. I liked him.
Okay, yeah, he's dope, man. Okay, so Mack Myron and Clone. You can see that one. That was the next battle. Okay, so Mack Myron versus Clone. I haven't seen Clone battle. This is my first time actually taking this dude in. And Clone is a fucking beast, man. Dude is a beast. He is a beast. When he gets the right look, it's gonna be some different shit. And I think that before we get into this one, I want to say that I think that this battle should have been on the URL.
Huh.
Personally, I think that this battle should have been on the URL. My personal opinion. And I guess you'll probably see why. So I'd say I had Clone winning the first, and then Mack Myron taking the second. I think Mack Myron did some crazy clone flips. Like he was flipping his name pretty good. Like he was he said some shit he was Sub-Zero and he did a backflip. You know that in the clones there. I'm like, oh man, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
Out, yo, his clone flips were ridiculous. I got to give it to Mac. Like I actually got a bunch of stuff here from him, but I won't even get into it. So it was 1-1 going into the third. So for the third round, the stuff to me that Clone was talking about, because he ended up flipping Mac's name in the third round. And he was saying stuff like, I don't even want a Mac, I'll just use my own Chromebook, kind of like, yo, he was doing some crazy flips on Mac too. And I gave it to Clone. And that's where the judges, they kind of had it off too. They picked Mac.
Mm.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mack Myron choked in the beginning of the third. He choked. Well, he didn't even start. He kind of he paused for a minute, then threw a joke in there, then got into his third round.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Clone was flawless all 3 rounds. I don't know how you got Mack Myron winning if you choke. Granted, Mack Myron has that style, the punching style, which is, it actually works for him. Because his stuff actually lands. But the stuff that Clone was saying to me was way more potent, man. So I definitely give that one to 100%. Yeah, I got to give it to Clone, man. The stuff the dude was saying, man. But yo, Mack Myron has some shit in there too. He said he's bringing the shit, or he's the shit that you never seen, like shark shit. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, these guys had bars. Yo, if anything, up until then,
that's my favorite kind of bar. I bring some shit you ain't never seen. Shark shit.
Like, yo, man, honestly, that battle is going down as one of the best battles of the year. And it's at the top of the year. You hate saying that right away, but it was nice. You guys were clean, except for that little, I'll call it a hiccup in the beginning. The shit was clean, man. Like a nice battle. But I'll say I give it the 2-1 for Clone. It's the first time I seen him. Good showing for him, man. Like, shout out to him and shout out to Mac. Yo, Mack Myron, he is a dude he's coming up, right? So he's coming behind JC, Snow, and Ill Will. So, and his style is really, he's getting on that point where if he has enough battles and he's polished, he's going to be a real problem. And then they gave him the win too. So even though I didn't give him the win, they gave him the win. So, and I'm not even mad at that. You know what I mean? Because he definitely showed up. The battle was dope, man. The battle was dope. All right. So next battle, RX versus Gaddis. You were there?
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah. And I mean, this was a fire battle. I had never heard Gaddis before, but I've followed RX.
Really? You never seen Gaddis before?
No, and which is yeah, which is hard because I'm actually an RX fan, and so I've never heard of Gaddis, and I actually had the battle going the way of RX, which was a counter judge decision.
Really?
Yeah, because her rounds were consistent, and she was really good. Her stuff was tight, and she exactly like you were saying before. She kept hitting, whereas Gaddis hit really fucking hard a few times each round. But there was a lot, like there were big dips, whereas our RX kept it going in the mid range throughout the whole thing. So it was a really good battle. But I think I gave it to RX for that consistency that I liked in it.
Okay. what did you think about? What did you think about? So you're saying it's your first time seeing Gaddis.
Yeah,
What
and I
was your
did.
what was your impression of her being the first time that you seen her? Would you say that her performance was above average or average?
I would say above average because she was really hard. Like she didn't fuck up. She came clean the whole time, and I had never heard of her. And when she hit, uh, her punches were really good. Yeah, that's why it would have been for me if I was really judging it. It would have been uh, terrible because yeah, I thought that was just a classic battle.
But so you didn't judge it?
I judged it, yeah, in favor of RX. Yeah.
Okay, so what rounds did you give her?
I gave RX 2 and 3 because 1 and 2 because Gaddis third was so good.
Right. Okay. Yes, I would definitely also say that. Okay. So is there anything else you want to touch on that?
No.
Um, any bars that stood out to you there with?
I had a couple memorized. Now I can't recall them. Or give me if you have any. Maybe I'll remember mine.
Won't show up either. So,
Yeah.
my shit won't show up either. So I will say this. I did also like Gaddis. I also did like her comeback. To be honest with you, and I gave her the battle actually. To be honest with you, I thought that RX, who I love by the way, I love RX.
Yeah.
She's dope as hell, man. She's dope as hell.
I'm also not a good judge because I kind of crush on RX. So judging a battle that she's in is not a good scene for me.
Um, she's dope though, man. Like
Yeah.
she's dope. She's definitely crushable. I'll tell you that much for sure. 100% crushable. So I had for sure Gaddis in the third, and I'd given RX a second. So for me, it was more about the first, and I thought that Gaddis went a little light. Actually, no, actually, to be quite honest with you, it was the second that I had debatable. I had for sure RX in the first. For sure, she had the first because Gaddis had went light, and then the second, I thought that Gaddis had stepped it up, and then but RX was talking to her, so I'm not gonna take anything away from her. RX was talking to her, but I'm looking at everything as a whole package too, right? Like to me, you can win a battle off one round. So I don't hear there's this argument between okay, it's a 3 round battle. Somebody might have already won in the first 2 rounds. So what's the point of even having a third? And that's why people don't come with thirds, right? But that's not how I see it. If the fight is close and then somebody comes with the third round, then you could have won the first 2 rounds and still losing the third. And if that third is impactful enough, you lost the battle to me. So this is where I'm going with. I gotta go with Gaddis, man, because Gaddis, her stuff is polished. And here's the other thing about Gaddis too. I think that a lot of her stuff that she dropped there is gonna be replayable. Like that Vegeta line. Holy shit, yo. I just stepped in the place and started fucking shit up. Oh my gosh, man. Yo. I don't even watch anime. I don't even watch Dragon Ball, but I do know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Much I do know, right? So when she did that alone, I'm like, I was really glad to see Gaddis back in effect, man. So shout out to her, man. Shout out to Gaddis for um, coming back and giving such a dope performance, man. And you know, there's a lot of us that love this shit, and we've been waiting to see this girl, man. So shout out to you for coming back. I actually gave you the battle, girl. Just so you know, I gave you the battle. RX, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. You can love Noah, because he's definitely on your side. Not like I'm not on your side, but I gave this one to Gaddis, man, because her shit was just she to me she has like a lot of replay value, and I think a lot of the stuff that she put down there, a lot of people were not picking up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too much into the bars and nothing like that, but she put a lot of shit down to me that people weren't picking up. You catch it like later. And then she does this thing too, like I think I seen one of the judges say that. I think I seen Ben Swayze say it. She has this thing where she's scheming, she's rhyming, and you think it's over, but she just keeps going with it. And damn. Then she do another one, like, whoa. You know what I mean? I love that shit. She has a really good writing style. Shout out to RX for her penmanship, man.
Yeah.
Like, these ladies, they don't get eaten. And I'm another thing too, like before we get into the other stuff, I'm really happy that they had a female battle in such a high profile. They didn't put it in the beginning. They let a couple battles, really good battles, go through first too, right? And then you had the ladies come on the stage, man, to show that these girls can brawl, man. Yo, these girls can brawl, yo. Oh no, I'm listening. Go ahead.
That's, to me, also, I picked up on the same thing, is the way it should be done, because it's like, you know, like nobody watches women NBA, and
right.
nobody watches like, and it's because they're separate things. And why, like, and I'm not saying playing, but it's like the scheduling of these things could be different. Whereas some of the top like 10 MMA fights, pay-per-views, have been women fights. Because
that's the other one too, right? MMA is another really good one too, for women, sports and entertainment, so to speak, right? I'm really, because I'm a huge battle rap fan. You know what I mean? Like in general. So at the same time, I love the ladies battle rap, man. I think that shit, it just doesn't get enough. With what they did last year with the Kings versus Queens, and then they had another Queen of the ring event. They did a really good job of bringing the shit back up because it was missing for a while. But we need to see these ladies on these cards, man. Like, come on, let's stop with the bullshit. And at the same time, we got to get these girls up against these dudes, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these girls will kill a lot of these dudes, man. Like, kill them. You know what I mean? Like, if you put Gaddis up against a lot of these dudes, man, they're going to die. They're dying. A lot of these guys, a lot of these cats that were in the tournament, and I think RX was in the tournament too.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah.
She might have got finesse. I don't know.
I actually, you know why? Her last battle in the tournament was really fucking good.
Who was she?
I can't remember now who beat her, but I remember being like, oh, like, I don't know about that one. Like, yeah, she's good.
Yeah, I like her. So shout out to her, man. Shout out to young Gaddis, man. Gaddis back in effect. Hopefully we see some more, man. It'd be cool if KLTD did an all-female card too, man. That'd be dope. Or just keep mixing them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw females in there, man. Like,
just
yo,
quality program. Like these two are gonna put on a show. So why would you separate? You know?
I'll say it was amazing, man. To be honest with you, these girls are amazing, man. These girls were amazing. If you think about it, man, Gaddis might have had the line of the night with the Vegeta line, yo. I'm telling you, she might have had the line of the night, yo, and that's kind of what it's about, too. She had good stuff too, and I think a lot of her stuff was slept on. And to me, a lot of that stuff that people were missing, I caught. So that's why I'm giving her the battle. Was no 30, but I'm giving it to Gaddis. And that is, to me, it wasn't even an edge, really. I just prefer Gaddis in that one. So, and you called RX 2-1?
I called RX-21, yeah.
You got RX-21.
But I'm down. But I also completely sympathize with your analysis. But can we move on to my favorite battle of the day?
What's that?
Sharon and Real Deal.
How was that your favorite?
Real Deal's third round, man.
Really, eh?
Real Deal's third round about Sharon and Nick Cannon. Yeah, man, that was a fucking good round. And if Real Deal had pooched even his first two rounds, that might have been a third round knockout. I thought that was the best shit, dude. He was so good and so on point.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it, man.
All right.
Tell me what goes on there. You talk to me.
Okay,
you want me to go first, or you want me to go first?
Sorry?
You want me to go first, or you go first?
Sure, go for it.
No. If you got notes and shit like that.
I don't have notes. I'm just I'm trying to collect my best piece on how Real Deal did Sharon, or how Sharon bodied himself with kind of some fucking lame actions. So
okay, let's talk about it. Yeah, you go ahead. Go into it. I want to hear it.
Okay. So Sharon, one of Canada's one of the best battle rappers, freestylers, just a fucking one of the people with the most battles. Like, he's just incredible. Is also on, or was on, Wild and Out, Nick Cannon's show. That was canceled because, or Nick Cannon was fired because by the production company for, on his own time, on his own YouTube channel, saying something, expressing his opinions about Jewish people in the entertainment industry. And he was canned for that. And Sharon, kind of in a way I would describe as super opportunistic, because Nick Cannon was his own boss, and you're in the realm of battle rap and freedom of expression already, kind of threw some more dirt on Nick Cannon. And Real Deal called Sharon out on that in this battle, and I thought that was a very good play because, in my opinion, even not as a Jewish person, is I defend people's freedom of expression, whether I agree with what you're saying or not. And Nick Cannon is an artist in the world of rap and or hip hop, and specifically battle rap. Battle rap is a platform where you have a right to say it, and we have a right to say what we think about it. That's the nature of the game. And so when you kind of, I think that kind of shit crosses a line of the art, and I think Real Deal called him out on it, and that was good. That's good.
And that's just the third round.
That was just the third round. Okay. And I mean, Sharon's good. They're packed rounds, like fast bagging boxing, and it's all good stuff, very little filler. But for me, I'm happy with the decision of Real Deal winning, because I thought he came with better content. And that third round angle on Sharon, think about it, that happened with Nick Cannon already a long time ago. This whole tournament's gone through and nobody pulled that card on Sharon. So that to me was a big W for Real Deal.
Yeah. So what do you got scored?
I'd have to score. I'm not sure that I give Sharon necessarily a particular round, but I mean, I would give it a 2-1, and I don't know what round I would give to Sharon.
Why don't you just? You can't call it a 30. We not wanting to call it 30.
Yeah, I could, but it's a classic too. Like, it was not a classic, but it was a good battle. Like, Sharon wasn't slacking anywhere. He was classic Sharon, hard and fast and throwing. Yeah, but yeah. And Real Deal's rebuttal, even though it was shaky, was a tough rebuttal to say. And being straight and honest like that, and not just deflecting like shit people say about you, is I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm good with Real Deal winning that one.
To me, that's the only reason why he lost that round, actually, because he had that stumble in his rebuttal. Um, I gave it to Real Deal too, and then it's funny because I was watching ARP do his. I guess he was a judge. I watched him do his recap, and he gave it to Real Deal for the same reason that I did, and
Okay.
that's if you're gonna beat the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There can't be any question of did you beat him.
Yeah.
So Real Deal, he had that stumble, but other than that, he just looked a lot more clean. So
He's a
like
better rapper.
well, okay, so right, so like I was talking about before, right? To me, I can totally see Real Deal, his music being way better than Sharon's, just because of the way that they rap. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like to me, I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
Sharon's not a rapper like that.
Well, let's see. Well, these are the instances where you can kind of see that kind of shit. So there's those nuances, right? Besides being polished, you know what I mean? Because you can say they're both kind of polished at the sport, and that's the other thing too. Sean didn't rebuttal very much, did he? Another like, why aren't you guys using your tools, man? Like, yo, you know what I mean?
I think that's a winning and losing factor there. I think when people who rebuttal and freestyle and they come and they don't do it, it's because they're not in their game, you know? They're not like on top of it. Like when Ilmac is coming with a million rebuttals all over the rounds, you know he's just came on his chief shit, and you know, but if he's feeling weak or whatever, it's not coming. And I imagine that, yeah, a guy like Sharon, that's probably what happened.
But I mean, what are we doing with Sharon, man? What are we doing with Sharon? That's the second title loss, man. Like he can't be happy about that, man. Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing with Sharon? We gotta figure out what we're doing with Sharon.
If I not that my advice is worth that much, but if I was Sharon's Mac Mittens, I would say you need to, step your game up and find a new angle and work on your rhyming or do something to because it's just he's getting deeper and deeper in the same treads, the 4-bar setups and punch, and it's like it's nothing's evolved evolving, it seems. So how could you win against a guy like Real Deal who can go, okay, I need to change it up a bit here or be harder? And that Nick Cannon angle, that was a fucking great angle, man. That was straight facts. That was good politics.
You know what's crazy though? Here's a crazy thing to me. Like to me, we're talking about Sharon here. His problem to me is his delivery. It's the way that he comes across when he's delivering his material. But the funny thing about it is like he almost does better on URL than he does in KLTD. Isn't that weird how that works? Or is it just me? I don't know. You gotta let me know. To me, like his battles on the URL, they're sick to me. Like it just I don't know if it's like I don't know what it is.
That was a different Sharon though. Remember? Because sure that was like white guys, this and that Sharon, right? Like now he's not that Sharon. He's kind of a G, you know?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, man. I feel like if even if he went back on Smack, he would do much better. To be honest with you, there's just something like he has this kind of factor over there that just kind of works for him over there.
I think because there's people who do what he does best,
Mm.
comedy, better than him here. Pat Stay is a better comedian than Sharon. Sharon's good at coming with crazy stuff and freestyling and rebuttaling and
And it's,
he but yeah, and he's really rude and disrespectful and he'll go that extra bit. Yeah.
and it kind of on the URL because he's got bars for it. That's kind of crazy, man. I want to instead of trying to like, cause he looked kind of disappointed and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looked kind of disappointed, but I don't want Sharon to stop doing what he's doing. I want him to focus on getting his stuff where it really needs to be. You know what I mean? It's like look at somebody like Nestle took a little bit of time off that he comes back and people appreciate what he does. And even though I don't think that was like one of his best performances or that was the performance where it needs to be, it was still a really good showing. And I think that Sharon could do the same thing, man. Like, he could do the same thing too. Just you got to take a look at your stuff, man, like and know what works where, right? Because it's like he was trying to come too aggressive with Real Deal, and Real Deal was just like, you know what I mean, like
That's the problem with having one kind of act or one mode, is that you can beat a lot of people with one mode, but then there'll be another person who's like, oh, I know that mode.
doesn't work with some people. Yeah,
Yeah.
a certain style just don't work with other people, right? So yeah, I gave that one to Real Deal, man. If you're gonna beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to Sharon, man. Like I'm not even like I ain't trying. You know what? Let's just keep everything in context, man. Like, yo, Sharon is one of the best battle rappers, period, man. Like,
Ever. One
yo,
of the best freestylers ever, period.
why are you in a championship match? You gotta be good to motherfucking be there. Even twice. You know what I mean? Twice they try to give it to homeboy. Like, yo, you gotta give it up to Sharon, man. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Sharon. But Real Deal, I've always liked Real Deal, man. I always thought Real Deal was dope, man. I always thought that he was like him with the chain. I ain't even mad, dog. Like it's one of them things. I'm far from mad. Like yo,
He's a classic guy.
he's like his style is like I said, man. You can tell who's making songs from who's not making songs, and it's plain to see, man. Yo, shout out to Real Deal, man, because kid was on point tonight, man. Like there was a little mishap or whatever, but for the most part, is what it is, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So you gave it to Real Deal too.
Yeah.
2-1.
Which yeah. No, I'll commit to a 3-0. It is what it is. Yeah, it was. Sharon had good stuff all the way around, but Real Deal's was the quality of his work was better. Like actually, the deepest shit from Sharon on Real Deal about being an alcoholic, that shit fell flat on me. I
like the days shit that he was talking about, and then he was like, then he threw a shot at Surf. He's always like taking shots at cats too. I think that's kind of dope. I think it's kind of dope to. And he was talking about disaster too. You know what I'm saying? Disaster ducking him and shit like that. I think that shit's dope, man. Like he's got a dope battling style. Like you could. He's somebody you could die to, man. Like let's not get the shit fucking twisted, man. Like, yo, Real Deal is a vet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like some dibby like somebody just coming up yesterday. Like Real Deal has been around for a minute. So to lose to Real Deal, that's like it's not taking nothing away from you, really, man. Like
yeah, and maybe that's not Sharon's gig. Maybe he's like like in fighting, they like a celebrity. Maybe he's a celebrity boxer, you know? Maybe that fighting for the belt isn't his thing, but like he like him and Disaster has to go down. That's gonna be a fucking classic. That has to
I
happen.
I actually want to see I want to see Sharon versus Hollow more. To be honest with you, to be quite honest with you, I know people are really I
No,
really
no,
want
I'm on you now. Yeah.
and I want to see that on Smack too. I know it sounds crazy. I'm gonna get hate for that. I know I'm gonna get hate for that, but because Sharon is such a good freestyler, you know what I mean? Like he's such a good freestyler. Him and Hollow on a style matchup to me would just be crazy because one would have to outdo the other, and I don't know how that's gonna happen. So I just like to see that unfold.
Well, the kind of Hollow that would come out against Sharon would be very interesting to see. Yeah.
And you got to be in the bag for that one. So that's just a match I would like to see. So hopefully that one goes out there, man. Somebody thinks about that and then puts that on, right. All right, so
And I've been waiting for some classic Hollow for a while.
hopefully he starts to hopefully because it's got to be on URL, man. Like let's not even like the KOTD battle was nice. The RBE battle was dope too. Shout out to Organic.
No, you're right, dude. It
Shout
has
out
to be
to AR
URL. It has to be URL because he's this. Yeah.
URL.
Because he's the smack killer or the black killer and has to, yeah, it has to be URL. Can't be KOTD. Yeah.
I want to. That's what I want to see, anyways. All right, so we going to the next one.
Yep. So we're going to the $50,000 Grand Prix finale.
$50,000. Hold on a second. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do it. 50 grand. 50 grand on the line. We had a tournament over 4 months. Um, it came down to the last two competitors, two stand tall, one from the east, one from the west. East Coast representative would be Marv One, the veteran. What can we say? He got through this tournament. I seen a couple of his battles, a couple I didn't agree with. He did beat Sharon. Um, he beat Time last time. I thought he lost.
Let's put it this way. He Marved won himself through the tournament.
Yeah, he did some kind of bullshit to get through, but he got through. As long as he gets through, I guess he get through, right?
Nobody came good enough. And he was just Marv 1 being fucking classic Marv 1.
He had a lot of stumbles, man, and we'll get to that. Versus West Coast representative, the young boy doing his thing, making moves, killing motherfuckers, and he made sure to let motherfuckers know he was killing motherfuckers. Saint. And I thought this was a dope battle, man. I thought it was a really dope battle. 50 grand on the line, man. These guys acted like 50 grand was on the line.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't slack. They didn't. I could see that they put their effort forward. The writing was great. The writing for the whole card was great, I think.
Yeah.
On a whole, for the card, the writing was great. And this being the main event, it's been a while since we have felt like the main event was the main event. And for this to be the main event over the title match should let you know that and for it to live up to the hype. I think it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
I think it lived up to the hype. I think it actually shout out to KOTD, man, for fucking doing such a good job, man.
And
a good job, man.
Most importantly today, Avocado for saving the stream because it went dead. And instead of just continuing on with the program, they stopped it, played it back so we could see what we missed before they did anything. And that shit was fucking fire. That was also a game changer in how to stream. Don't just go to what Bring us like, yeah, that was some good shit.
I gotta,
Hey,
you know what, man? You know what? I was about to like before you explain shit there. I was about to just go off on Ava, right? I was about to go in on Ava. Yeah, I was about to, but you know what, man? Like that was a really good move, and I wish the URL would take a motherfucking note.
that was the first time. I think that was the first time I'd seen
I
somebody
think
correct it. I think he changed the game in that moment.
when I looked in the comments, I seen them say rewind before he actually did it. So it looks to me like somewhere throughout the tournament or throughout this journey, they've done that before, which is such a good idea. And then I liked how they were playing pieces of the battle rather than the commentary.
The replay, yeah.
Like even like between like the round, like I guess when the battle's done. So between the battle and the judging, they're playing the rounds in between that. You know what I mean? Rather than the talking. The talking, they need to it's like they learned it on the fly today. They just kind of cut out the talking and put the rounds in there so you can kind of see it was the production on this event was just crazy when you think about it because like you said when it dropped out they brought it back and I was just like man that's just like such a good move like technically it's such a good move man because you never know with these streams what's going to happen and you're sitting there and if something cuts out you miss bars you're like you can't really give a good decision on what's going on, right? And then it might be a case of okay, maybe your internet drops out, man. This 2020, like you know what I mean. There's planned blackouts, you know what I mean. Like, at least people are planning for blackouts to happen. Shit happens. If your shit drops out, shit can you can if you can get back in soon enough, you can catch up on. So they did that with the Gaddis,
Yeah.
the Gaddis and RX when they first brought it back. I was like, damn, this shit's cool, man. I love how they're doing this shit nowadays, right? That's kind of cool. So, with that said, let's get into these motherfucking bars now, man. So, what do you think? You tell me what happened with this battle here.
What happened with what happened with Marv is that Marv is a great battle rapper and he's a good rapper and he's got a good fucking style and everything. He's got the full package and he made it through, I think, this competition just being better at doing what he does than whoever was coming up against him. And he did it. He won legit his battles, and that's how it happened. And I think Saint was on. I think Saint was on some different shit. He's a up and comer. Well, he's been around for a while actually, but he's still in that kind of realm. And he just came with fucking fire and really hard. Lots of content in his rounds. And I think the difference is he can't call up Eminem and ask for 50 grand tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Like like Marv's connected, like I think he did, like Marv doesn't have, I'm not sure he has that kind of fire that Saint can produce,
Come on, you think you can just call up Eminem tomorrow and get 50 grand?
No, but he's not like you're not gonna find him in a gutter, right?
What kind of bullshit is that? What are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
That we're talking about a guy who's already in the game and a guy who's trying to get into the game, who's gonna win, who are both very talented. Who's gonna win here? This fucking guy foaming from the mouth.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Damn, I took that as some serious slander. I was like, yo, what are you trying to say,
No,
bro?
no. I'm just saying, like, that's who Marv hangs out with. Like he's in.
Okay. I hear you, man. No, I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying. You're saying that Saint was just more hungry.
Yeah.
You'd expect him to.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Saint fan. I don't find any I think his bars are good. I don't think his performance is that incredible, but
Let's get the rumors and innuendos and the conspiracy theories out of the way. Because some people might say that this thing was set up for the West to win. And then looking at how close Lush one was to not only disaster, but to Saint also, that it might have been fixed. What do you think about that? Think that's a possibility? Or do you think Saint was that good and he won the whole tournament?
I know, like, well, it's the way that the tournament is you don't have to be the best at battle rapper to get to the end. You just have to beat that guy that day. And because both of these guys are not by far the best battle rappers in that tournament, let alone in battle rap, and the best battle rappers are not in that tournament in one way, right? So
Gotcha.
so yeah, no, like but that's what I like about those tourneys. That's why KOTD tournaments are dope. Like Arcane and some other guy, like not the best rappers getting to the end, or Thesaurus and Ilmac versus whatever two Canadian small town boys. You know, that's what's good about it. But that then you're not, yeah. So it's you know, it was a good battle, but I don't think Marv. I think Marv's angle, like the coming in as dad angle, I think he did that really interesting this time. Like he approached it a bit differently. Like everyone's expecting me to come in and son you and like he came at it differently. But that's what he does. That's what he's done every battle in this tournament because that's who he is to all of these guys in the tournament.
Right.
And Saint was fire today. He was just a bit better. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so what do you got to score then?
2-1.
You got a 2-1?
Yeah.
No 30?
No, because Marv, I think Marv definitely got around. I think he got maybe it was the second round that he was doing the sun in him and shit.
Okay.
Marv got that round.
I'm gonna get roasted, man. I know I'm gonna get roasted for this shit. But off the first watch, I'm going with the fan vote, man. I had Marv winning it by a bit too, off the first watch. And the only reason why I don't have Marv winning is because of his fuck up that he said there. Right?
But it wasn't even that that was like nothing in battle rap as far as stumbles. Like he kept it together.
Okay, so here's why my opinion doesn't really matter that way. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion, right? Because technically, I can see where you'd have Saint winning. You know what I mean? Because he got through all of his shit like very nicely. You know what I mean? But again, to me, it's his style that I'm fully comfortable with.
He's not a performer like that. Marv 1 is a fucking good performer.
And it's like he's trying too, right? So Saint is trying, but he just needs more time for me to get polished to be where he needs to be. You know what I mean? Like his bars are there. It's like his delivery to me is like he's like acted out his bar before he's even said it, kind of thing. So he's just kind of like his style's just not really for me. You know what I mean? But I like his writing, man. Like, his writing is really, really, really good. Like, he was talking some shit in there. I give Saint the third. For sure he's got the third. And then I think I give Marv the first. Was it the first or the second? To me, it came down to either the first or the second because for sure Saint got the third to me, right? It's like to me, it's like Saint's first and second. He kind of took them off. Like he didn't really apply any real pressure in the first and the second. Like he put some bars out there. The third was when he really like was going at Marv to me. And then for the first two, Marv was really going at Saint. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really like, he had some shit in there. You know what I'm saying? He had a couple shits in there, and it's one of those cases where just because you're punching all the time, but I'll give Saint the credit for having a very good writing style. Like his writing is very good, man, and he didn't fuck up either, man.
And he maintained that throughout the tournament.
You gotta like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, even though I had Marv win the battle, yo, salute to Saint, man. Shout out to you, bro, for putting it down and showing that this culture is alive, man, and showing what it takes to be not only a good rapper, but an excellent writer, man, and a performer, man. So shout out to you for the 50 grand. Hands down, the kids in town, you know what I'm saying? Yo, like I said, don't get it twisted, man. I just have a preference, man. Just because I liked what Marv was saying a little bit more, the way that he was saying it, you know, he fucked up. So, you know what I mean? On a technicality, I will give it to Saint, man. Say that Saint won that. I can see that he won, you know? Just from my personal style, I just liked what Marv was saying a little bit more. I'm more with the fans there. I was surprised, but I find my opinion is more going with the fans anyways. You know what I mean? Not all the time, but most times it's going with what the fans say. So,
you know, I feel similarly in that if you offered me tickets to see Marv 1 or Saint, I would take Marv 1. But as far as the way,
yeah, you did lose it. I think you lost today, though. You know what I mean? You lost, man. Yo, let's keep it a buck, man. Like, yo, Saint was consistent throughout the whole thing, and Marv choked. So even I did that.
And Marv's kind of the champ. And if you wanted to be the champ, you had to beat the champ. You had to, you know, like it's so. Yeah, I think it was a good call. I'm happy with that. I like considering how poorly that tournament started with Diz and Frack. That's not a bad outcome. So
that's where like the conspiracy theories lie, because it makes you think that no matter what, the West is going through. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's just the KOTD, this bullshit West Coast KOTD shit?
Okay, so if we're gonna just talk some real shit now, real shit. Listen, I don't. Shout out to Saint, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't put nothing past no motherfucking buddy. Straight up, that shit could have been rigged. I don't motherfucking know. Look how to me, Disaster lost to Frack, and I don't even know how you could even think that was even any different than what it was. But hey, you know what I mean? Hey,
I can't wait till it comes out.
And then there's even I thought that Marv won last. I thought that he lost the last battle versus Time. The last one that we had recapped, I thought that Marv had lost that one, but they pushed him through. So I don't know. Do they think it was easier for him to beat? Because if you think about it, Saint versus Time
is
probably
a good
battle. Crazy battle when you think about it. That shit could have been fucking crazy. But somehow, and I remember Marv was stumbling through that one too.
I was going to say the setup makes more sense when you look at it as, oh, this is, so no matter what, at the end, you're going to have an old G versus a new guy.
Were we rigged? I don't know. Was it set up for the West to win? Was it set up for the kid to win? When we fall for the rope-a-dope and thought that Disaster was going to win, when meanwhile they just wanted to put Saint versus Disaster, and then they had the little scuffle to make it look like it was real, but then Saint beats Disaster to go on. Like, I don't know, but I don't want to take nothing away from the kid, man, because the kid is nasty, man. Yo, differently still, I'm gonna keep Saint on my radar, man. I'm gonna keep that kid on my radar because his writing is nice and he is taking time to put work into his craft, man. And you can see it. It's showing up, right? He's not fucking up, man. Like look at all these cats that are fucking up all the time. He's not fucking up. He's coming with 3 rounds, man. Like, yo, I don't want to take nothing away from the kid, man. So shout out the kid, man. Shout out Saint, man. Kid's nice, man. West Coast is definitely doing the motherfucking thing. Shout out to him. Straight up. You're just happy Disaster didn't win, right?
I'm happy it didn't turn out how I'm sure they wanted it to be, which would be Diz and Sharon at the end of 50 grand. I think that's how it was supposed to go down, and I'm glad that it didn't happen that way.
I don't even want to see that battle, man. You want to
Oh,
see
I
that battle?
do.
Why? Why do you want to see Diz
For
versus Sharon?
the same reason people like me want to see Connor and Khabib go at it. It's just the entertainment of it all. You know, that's what's supposed to happen. Those two dudes are supposed to go at it.
Can't see.
Or again, you know.
I can't see Sharon doing anything with Diz, man.
It depends if Diz can fuck up really big too. You like I would, yeah, you know.
I can't see. For me, the only battle Sharon could do right now is Hollow, man. I want to see.
Yeah.
I just want these motherfuckers, like, especially now, it's a good time with this small room type thing going on. You could really just hear bars and shit like that. But yo, I really wish somebody would fucking talk to Sharon, man. Yo, Sharon, if you listen, man, yo, you gotta work on your delivery, bro. There's something up with your delivery. Like that hyper shit, like the arm movements, there's something about it. Like, yo, you could just today's perfect example. Look at him and look at Real Deal, man. Like if you were just to watch the battle, turn it down, turn the volume down, and just look at the two. You know what I mean? Just look at how Real Deal delivers his shit and the way that Sharon delivers his shit. It's two different feels. You know what I mean? So, and I don't want to take anything away from Sharon, man. Like Sharon is a dirty, like I said, one of the best battle rappers ever, man, ever. There's just something with the delivery that we need to fix, man. And once we fix that, but like I said too, it's kind of crazy because the shit works on URL. So maybe you need to take that shit over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thought still, but I say it was a good event, man. So out of 10, what would you give the whole event?
That would be tough because I missed the fuckery, but I kind of know it. And the production value is so high, but that's avocado. There was just there, but there was some great fucking battles too with in it. So I guess I'd give it a 7, but I'd give avocado a 10 for production.
You give avocado a 10?
You can, because I think he didn't just do the job, he fucking stretched it further and made it better and innovated and was on his game, conscious the whole time. Yeah, he's a 10. He's a 10. He's the MVP of battle rap, and maybe of even that kind of like live streaming and video work. Like it's great. Yeah.
You're bugging, man. Yo, avocado. Shout out to avocado, man. Shout out to Avo or whatever. But you bugging, dog. Like, yo, he's a dope kid. Like, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him and what he does there, but and definitely he's one of the best. But let's put it like this: there ain't too many out there to be compared to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't too many out there to be compared to. So I'm definitely not all up on this motherfucker's nuts because he can fucking shoot a battle rap. Fuck out of here. Yo, shout out to Avo, shout out to the Twitch team, all that good shit. But yo, like at the same time, let's not get it twisted. If a lot of the entertainment wasn't around to begin with, a lot of this shit wouldn't be going on. So I'm not gonna sit here and give avocado all the praise when it's these kids coming in there doing all the hard fucking work. Like shout out to the G. Don't get it twisted. He ain't the first up in this motherfucker.
No.
No. I'm not gonna act like he's some like. Shout out to him, man. He does his thing.
Well, I mean, the visual of battle rap.
Yeah.
The standard you have to keep was set by him. Like that standard that it's at now, that's definitely that quality is his.
You seen Summer Madness too?
Probably I've seen battles on it. I can't.
That's the cow. It
Oh
looks. You think that was better? That was shot better than that? Bugging, dog. You bugging. You're bugging. You're tripping up. Like I said, Avo's dirty. He's nasty, but that shit came from somewhere. I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna take nothing away from Homeboy, but we're not gonna act like he's the godfather of this shit. He's dirty and he's playing his position. And he's doing good things too, man. Like especially with this one too, right? He's definitely putting it down. But come on, man. Like even when I was looking at the lighting for Nestle and stuff like that, I was like, yo, come on, man. Come on. If you want to start getting on that type of shit, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, man, come on, man.
Fair enough.
But it's put together really nice though. I like the package that KOTD put together there, having it look like it's in the basement and shit like that. You know what I mean? Just the look of it, like the low lights, but enough lights to. I like it. It's a good look, man. It's definitely a good look. We're not taking nothing away from KOTD or Avocado, man. Don't get the shit twisted, right? But we've been at this for a while. Yeah, I mean, this ain't new. We new to this. True to this, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we leave it there for today?
Let's leave it there, man. That was pretty good. So we say BarSupials is that number 3 or number 2?
I think the next one will be 3. I think this is a good 2.
That's a long.
But we're learning, and no one's gonna listen to it who's not interested in battle rap anyway.
Well, I think, right? I think it's growing. I think the culture's growing. So
I think you're right.
there'll be more people listening to battle rap next week than there will be this week.
So thank you everybody for listening to BarSupials episode 2. We'll be back for a 3rd. We have lots of topics and battles to talk about and go through. Anything you want to say?
We need some theme music.
Yeah, we need some. That's your job, I think. Yeah. But maybe
Right.
you should. But maybe we should both. Well, let's talk because maybe we should make a little song.
Listen, man, I'm trying not to you know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to get on those tips where it's like, if it's necessary, we could do that.
Yeah, dude. I definitely want to do a song with you, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, but I hope you're gonna write because there'll be a time coming up where I'll want you. So
I hate rappers, man. So the main topic is how much I hate motherfuckers. Anyways, man, yeah, this was a good one, man. We'll put it down for the books, man. Keep it like that, man. BarSupials, you know, this is what we're gonna do, right? This is what we're about. So we want people to, try to, those who love the culture, we want those to try to protect it and maintain it. And shout out to all the artists, man, that put the stuff on, and all the leagues for putting everything together. And let's keep this thing growing, man. Let's keep it growing. Say.
sounds good.